All right, we're ready to start this great meet between Ashland and Norton. Coach Ron Dunn here with me, Shane Bricold on the camera. I'm David Bowie from NortonMediaCenter.org. Ron, who's up for the first match?
Okay, for the first match, we got Steve Chafee, sophomore, and for Ashland, it's Benny Herrera. And Benny got him down on a takedown fairly quickly, so we got a score zip 2-0 right now. Coach Holman's hoping to hold his own. This is one of Ashland's more aggressive wrestlers. He's done a great job, and he's placed in some tournaments in Framingham and I believe Wayland.
Now, what weight class is this run?
Okay, this is starting out. They're going to start out right from 106, and right away Herrera just brought him over for. He's looking to score some points on his back, and looks like he just got some points. I'm not sure if they gave him 3 or 2.
Looks like 2 points for Ashland, awarded by referee Steve Shirelli.
Right now, Herrera's trying to try the armbar, and then he's turning it over to a half Nelson. And he's got him a real tough move right here. Stevie's hopefully can battle out of it. But Herrera's a really experienced wrestler, a really solid wrestler for one of their top wrestlers at Ashland. And
if you could just hold on, we got about 30 seconds.
Well, I think that's going to be the hope. Stevie's got to, want to fight off your back, and even if you can not get pinned, that'll save team points. So he's looking to, hang tough and not get pinned is his goal right now. So he's working it really well. He's arching, and Herrera's trying to pull the arm and scoop the head so they can get the pin. He's still working it. Stevie's still fighting. So
well, he is really fighting to keep away from that pin.
He's scrapping it. It looks like he was able to survive on that. So right now we got Benny Herrera's up 5-0 on Stevie. And hopefully he'll continue to battle hard. So he's looking really to get a good competitive match out of Stevie more than anything. And if possible, save team points.
Now, you said from the Dedham Norton meet, there are some wrestlers that didn't go against Dedham due to illness or what have you, and they're back. So that should help Norton?
Well, yeah, Stevie was one of them. He did come back against Dedham, but we had Joe Ranieri come back at 152, so he'll be wrestling tonight, which is a key spot for us. We've had a JV wrestling at 152 pretty much all year long. Joey had a concussion, and he just got through the concussion protocol, so he's coming along. Looks like Herrera just put Stevie and pin. So I got him right to his back, and that's going to set it up right now for Ashland at 6-0.
So once again, quickly, Ron, for everybody, the scoring. Pin, obviously 6, and then what do we have?
Okay, so if we have 6 for the pin, if you get a 15 points or greater, they call it they call it kind of like a slaughter rule or tech, which means it's 5 points for the team. If you got a major decision and win by 8 or greater, that's going to be 4 points for the team. Anything under 8 points is 3 points for the team. So right now they got the pin, so Ashland's up 6-0, and hoping we get a competitive match here as well.
Who do we have, Ron, and what's the weight class?
Weight class we got here right now is 113. We got Dean Santangelo going against Ari Ginneman. He's one of the better wrestlers as well, so I know Coach is really expecting, that Ashland's going to be really, really tough on the first 2 weight classes for sure. And, we're trying to get out of it, hopefully without pins, but Ashland, those 2 kids for Ashland are really, really tough. So we'll see how Dean makes out today.
Now, my understanding, Ron, is Ashland is your alma mater?
Yeah, I wrestled Ashland. I know back in 1976, myself and Mark McKay were captains for the Ashland Clockers, and it's, I'm rooting for Ashland to do well. Of course, if it's against our team, though, it is what it is. But like I said, Pizza Chili's brought them really back in the last 3 years, so they have their own program. As an alum of Ashland, I'm glad to see that they have their program back again. So it's great to see that they're becoming more powerful again too.
It's also, I would say, it's great for the league too, right? To have better teams, better competition. You go against better competition, you yourself become better.
Well, that's no question about it. And Ashland's been competitive. It's pretty much for the last 3 years. A lot of times it's Ashland, Holliston, Norton, Dedham. And then Dedham, a nice reversal, I think, by Dean Santangelo. He's working on it, but Ari Dinnerman still got the leg, so he's not going to give it to him yet. But he wasn't able to get the reversal, so we still have a 2-0 score. And nice job by Dean, though. He's looking to get that switch, and he almost had it, so, and they're out of bounds.
What would he have needed? It looked like he really did a great job to get out of there. What would he have needed to get that 2?
Well, in order to get to 2, he would have needed to hook his leg behind and actually have control from behind. He was in the middle of this, what we call a switch, and he had it going. I thought he was going to pull it off, but a great counter by Ari Ginnerman to get back and hold him off on that.
So we end the first round with looks like a 2-0 score for Ashland.
Well, again, we're looking to see if Dino can be competitive with Ari. It's I think Ashland's looking for something big out of Ari, and right now he's trying to work out from underneath Dean. Dean's pretty much they're in a neutral position right now, and Dean Santangelo right now he's got a whizzer and he's pressuring the head. But Ari's got a pretty dominant position. He's going to try to hook the leg, and he did, and that gave him 2 points. So we got Ashland up on this one 4-0 right now.
Looks from the uneducated eye that Dean is really fighting hard to. He knows he's up against it, and he's really putting in an extra effort.
Yeah, I mean this is Ashland's captain and leader, and. He's also won some tournaments. I believe it was in Framingham. He took the Framingham tournament, and he's expected to hopefully. I think Coach Zacchilli's expecting him to place this year in state. So really tough kid. He's a senior, 113-pound senior, and he's going against Dean Santangelo, who's a junior this year. So he'll be back, but we're looking to get some toughness out of Dean, and hopefully that'll bode well for his matches next year as well.
That sounds good. And as we go on further into tonight, we'd be remiss at senior night if we don't mention the seniors and the contributions they've made to the program and to the school. I heard athletic director Aaron Sumner with the praise for them both academically, athletically, and actually in the community too.
Well, they really do. I mean, they've taken on that leadership, and they really get the younger wrestlers going, and they also, it's like a mentor, if you will. So it's like a family. The seniors are like big brothers to the younger ones, and it goes hand in hand. It's like a family. So they've really done a great job of mentoring the young guys, and we got some high expectations for next year as well.
So it looks like after that round, it's going to be 4-0 Ashland.
We have 4-0 Ashland, and that just ended second period. So Dino's holding his own. I think that's what Coach Coleman was expecting or hoping. And we have Pete Zacchilli, the Ashland coach, looking on. I think he's hoping he's going to get a pin here, but Dean's going to be working hard. He just needs to keep his head up, and hopefully, if we can come out of this with only a decision, that's something I think Coach Coleman would be happy with. So Ari right now, what he's doing, he's working on is a 2-on-1. He's trying to scoop the leg in. He's now looking for a near side cradle. He's pulling his head in, and he's got that cradle locked up. So he's looking to do a near side cradle, but Dean was able to break out. And I think Coach was practicing the cradles and defending the cradles this year. So Dean's done a great job of breaking out pretty quickly. That's
another question I have too. Not only the strategy, but do you learn your opponents both as a team and individuals, and know where they like to go, their favorite moves, and try and counter? Do you teach that way, coach that way?
Well, you have to, because there's going to be a little bit of scouting going on. What they I think prepared for was like cradles, Ashland cradle. And, he went over techniques for countering those cradles, flattening out. And at this point, I mean, I think Dean's doing a great job. He's only down 4-0 right now, and he's still actually competitive to even pull off an upset if he gets a 5-point move. But Ari's working in. He's trying to work that cradle. And right now, Dean's got it in there pretty good. He's going with he's got the cradle locked in, but he can't quite turn him over. And Dean's doing a great job right now defending it. So hopefully he can. We got 30 seconds left. And if he can hold out and only come out of this with a major decision, that saves Norton 3 points. And I think Coach was hoping we might save a few points on this this particular bout.
I'll tell you could see how hard that Dean is fighting against a very good wrestler.
Yeah, Ari Tinman's one of the, like I said, he's one of their top wrestlers. And if Dean comes out of this with a decision, that's going to bode well for the team. So, and he did. So that's going to give Ashland an additional 3 points. But I think Coach Sicily was hoping he might get more out of him. But so right now it's 9-0.
That was a very hard fought battle, and Dean really held his own against, as you say, one of their top wrestlers.
Absolutely. So he did what I think what Coach was hoping, and now we're going to have Alex Turcotte, and he's going against Nick Krupe from Ashland. Alex, of course, had a nice upset win against Dedham when he pinned the sectional champ. So we're expecting Alex to do well. Got a nice ankle pick for 2. So he's going to look to ride him, and Alex is a lanky kid, so he gets that cradle in pretty well. So because he's got long arms and legs, he will attack with the cradle.
Now what year is Alex, and how long has he been wrestling varsity?
Well, Alex has only been around for 3 years. He started out as a freshman, and he's really come along, done some extra work in the off season, and he's really become a stalwart for the team. Like I said, he had that huge pin against Dedham that really solidified the win, and Coach really relies on him now. He's only a junior. He'll be back next year, so we're looking forward to big things out of him next year as well.
I'm watching referee Steve Shirelli too. He seems to always be in the right position. I'm a novice, but you tell me, is he one of the better referees?
Steve's one of the better ones. You're going to see Steve in the States. He works the States and is pretty much a coveted referee. They always look to see if he can do it, but I'm always seeing him States. He can also do New England's. Right now, it looks like Alex is trying to turn him over. He's got the leg right in, and he's trying to pull the neck over to get him to his back. And he's close, but you got to get him pretty much on a 45-degree angle, and Alex doesn't quite have it. But now he's counting off points. So Alex has got his back turned, and he was awarded 3 points. So right now we got Alex up 5-0.
So this would be big if Alex can continue this and take a victory, or even more than a victory, one of the larger spreads on a victory, and gain some more points for Norton.
Yeah, Alex, he's really come on again. Coach is really relying on him, and he's a tough kid, and he works the head a lot. You'll see Alex do a lot of power halves, which he's trying to do now. And right now, that first period's over with Alex up 5-0, and Coach Sicili's really letting his wrestler, let him know what's going on. He wants him to be competitive. So we'll see what's going on. So it looks like they chose neutral, and Alex is going to go at it with them. And I think Coach Sicili is probably looking for Nick to be competitive in this match too. Alex is a lanky kid and really tough. So right now we're in a neutral position. It looks like Nick's got it in an underhook in a neutral position. And Alex is working on his head, so he's looking for something or an angle, and he just pulled off an angle, got him right to his back. And pretty much that was like a standing pancake. Got him right to his back, and he was awarded 2 for the takedown and 2 for back points. So we have Alex up by 9-0 right now. And at this point, it would be a major decision. And Alex is trying to run the armbar now. And he's really working on the wrists, and what the bottom wrestler Krupe needs to be doing is try to control the wrist. And by controlling the wrist, Alex can't get the moves he's looking to get in on him. So again, Alex is working near side cradle now, trying to pull him over. He's got it locked in. Now he's pulling it over, and he's got some points coming, I think. He's getting close.
Looked like he almost had him there, but referee Shirelli is definitely counting off points, Ron. He's going to add to the 9-0 title.
Well, he just 2 more points. He's counting off some more points. And we got a score right now, 12-0. He's got 2 more back points. I'm sorry, 3 more back points. So we have a score of 12-0 right now with about 20 seconds left in the period. I think the Ashland wrestler is a younger wrestler. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a freshman or a sophomore this year, and he's looking to get experience. So, he's so far doing a great job of not getting pinned. So I think, we'll be going into the third period. It looks like Alex will be up 12-0.
So we've got about 2 seconds left. So there we have it.
So right now we've got it. It's 12-0 with Alex making do a choice right now. I believe Coach Cicelli from Ashland is going to have him go in a neutral position, so they'll be going standing on both feet. I think Coach Cicelli is strategizing to hopefully try to keep Nick off his, the wrestler from Ashland off his back. So I think what we're looking to do is at least get 3 more points from Alex and get a tech fall, which would award 5 points. And he's looking into it right now. Nick's got for 2, and he's got him on his back. And it's called now, Nick, he got him for the tech fall, which is going to award 5 points to Norton, so that'll make the score 9-5.
Right back in the match with just that one match. We're right back in the meet. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean we're expecting that Ashland's going to be really rugged in the first 2 matches for sure, and a lot of our kids in the lower weight class have done well this year. So I think we're looking to do some damage here too. We got Javon going out there, Morrison, and against Armin Bazarian, and we'll see how it goes. Looks like Javon shot for a single, and he took him down with a nice single leg takedown. So right now we have a 2-0 score. For
what year is Javon? How long has he been around?
Javon's only a sophomore. He's an up-and-coming sophomore. He's done real well, and we had him. I was fortunate to have him in our youth for 2 years, and we got a nice neutral and then reshot on Javon. And got a little mistake by Javon, went to his back, and the Ashland wrestler took advantage of that, and now it's 3-2 Ashland. And Armin Bazarian looking to ride Javon out right now. So again, they look for looks like a lot of cradles, and he's looking for a cradle and break him down right now.
So what was the mistake that Javon made? It looked like he had him, and then he was in a bad position.
Well, he was looking to turn and basically what we call lat drop him, and basically the Ashland wrestler just leaned into him and took him right to his back briefly, and then but it cost him points. So we're looking to see if he can make that up. Ashland wrestler's looking for a cradle right now. And Javon's looking to battle it out. He's going to look to try and flatten out, hopefully to counter that cradle, which he did, so he was able to break the cradle. This one here looks like it's going to be a tight match. Right now we got 3-2 Ashland.
And as you said, it's 9-5 right now in the team score.
Well, yeah, and we're right in there. I think this is pretty much what Coach Coleman was expecting. And there's going to be some swing matches, and I'm thinking this is going to be one of those swing matches.
So after one, 3-2 Ashland. Both battling. It looks pretty evenly matched.
Well, it looks like we made a decision to go neutral, which both wrestlers are standing, and we're going to be looking for a takedown. Each one of them's had a takedown so far, so right now it's pretty evenly matched. So Javon's going to move to shoot into a single, which he has. He's working on that single. He's got 2. And now he's going to try to do his work on the corner, but the Ashland wrestler was able to flatten him out. So now Javon's going to need to really work at it and hopefully, see if we can get some. They may call a stalemate if they don't get any improvement on the position. and they did call stalemate.
Do they wait a certain period of time, or how do they call that run?
Pretty much on a stalemate. If you see two wrestlers going at it, and there's really for around 10 or 15 seconds, there's no advantage going to either wrestler, they'll just call that stalemate for a restart, and that's exactly what referee Steve did. And it looks like the Ashland wrestler got the takedown, and Javon had the belly down, so Ashland got the 2, and it's going to be 5-2 right now in favor of Ashland.
So quickly back to the stalemate. They're always looking for action, right? They're always wanting them to get going.
Well, if they don't keep the action going on, eventually, like, you need to be aggressive on top and on bottom, and if they're not getting it, you can get stalemate, or you can also get caution for stalling. So the referees are always looking for movement. You know, keep the action going, or they can cost you for stalling. And right now, the Ashland wrestler's got a cradle in. But Javon, he broke that cradle fairly quickly, so no points were scored. And Ashland wrestler's doing a good job. He's doing a good job of trying to work on Javon's head for a half Nelson. And Javon's doing a nice job, though, fighting it off. So we got a stalling right now. It looks like, I believe it is on Javon. He's not getting enough movement underneath, the Ashland wrestler being aggressive. So one more time, if Javon gets called for stalling again, that'll be Ashland wrestler will be awarded a point. So he needs to be careful of that.
So we just finished the second round, and it looks like it's 5-2 Ashland.
Well, and Javon's just going off to the side for a moment. I know there's occasions when he does have asthma, so I think he's going to get a puff of asthma.
So let me ask you this, Ron. What do you think Javon needs to do to maybe turn the tide a little bit here?
Well, depending on where Javon ends up, but if he's on bottom, he's pretty much going to. He definitely needs to turn the Ashland wrestler over onto his back. So I think the strategy here is, I'm not sure which way they're going, but if the Ashland wrestler goes down, Javon needs to turn him, get him on his back for at least 5 seconds to tie the match. So advantage right now is with Ashland. And Javon's still on the sideline. They're trying to get the asthma in from him so he can take some deep breaths. And we'll see what the choice is for the Ashland wrestler, and I can probably give you a better idea as the strategy. I got to think, though, that if it's Ashland's choice, that they're going to probably pick down.
Well, I'll tell you, to wrestle, period, requires that strength and endurance and such. To do it with asthma is unbelievable.
Javon took him over. He got his head, but he couldn't quite get him on his back. So he doesn't have 2 points yet. So he's going to try to get behind and get 2 points. But Javon and the Ashland wrestler, Bezerman, pretty much in a neutral. They gave Javon 1 point now. So we have a 5-3 score.
And what was that 1 point for, Ron?
And we got 2, so now we have a 5-5 score. Javon has tied it up. Now what the Ashland wrestler needs to do is if he can get out and escape, he'll go up 6-5, but Javon let him up. So now Ashland's up 6-5 with about 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go.
Now, was that a strategic move by Javon?
It was Coach wanted him. I think Coach feels Javon can get the takedown. So if he does get the takedown, right now it's 6-5. And, it was close. I thought it looked for a moment like we were going to get 2 takedowns, but because he didn't have control, it was out of bounds. It's still 6-5 in favor of the Ashland wrestler. And Javon looked for a headlock and couldn't get it, so the Ashland wrestler got him behind, and now it's 8-5. In favor of Ashland. Yeah, Javon's going to have to pull something off now.
Wow, the crowd rushes the mat. It looks like Javon was hurt.
I mean, it looks like they're not going to take the chance. And Javon, he wanted to continue, but the Ashland wrestler is going to be awarded the 6 points because we had a default and due to injury.
It looked like a classy move. By is that Coach Francis with the hat?
Yes, it is.
That went over to the wrestler and patted on from Ashland, patted him on the back and said, "You didn't do anything wrong. You just wrestled," and that's classy move.
Oh, that's what Pat's all about. You know, he's going to take care of the wrestlers, and just to make sure they're safe as well. So right now we're down 15-5. We have Tyler Elliott, the captain, coming in, and I'm sure they're looking for something out of Tyler, and we'll see what happens here. And hopefully Norton can bring this match into play. And Tyler got a little pressure on the head and was able to get behind for 2 points. So at this point we got Tyler on top, and he's trying to work the armbar. I'm sure coach is looking to see if we can get a pin out of this to get us right back in the match.
And I think Tyler, like most of the kids, are very athletic, obviously, but he has a lot of athletic genes, as far as I know.
Well, yeah, Tyler is a captain of the football team, and he's looking to do a key lock, what they call a key lock, and trap his on behind, and then go for the half Nelson. And Ashland wrestler did a great job of actually defending that. So it's very possible that Coach Cicilli probably scouted it, but now Tyler's going for the armbar and trying to turn him over. He's working it pretty well, and now he's got him on his back, and it looks like we're in some good shape. Tyler's got him on his back, looking to get a pin. He got the.
Oh, he got it! Fantastic. That changes things in a hurry, Ron.
Well, that's the whole thing, and I know that Coach Plum was hoping to get the pin, especially after Javon. You know, tough loss for Javon to take, but that was key for Tyler Elliott to come back and get the pin. So we have a 15-11 match, and we got a really, really competitive match coming up between Dan Clapp and the wrestler from Ashland. They've met before, and I believe each has won the match once. They met in the States last year, and his name is Jared Schwartz. So this is a key matchup for Schwartz and Clapp, and could turn the tide. We'll see what happens.
So this should be an exciting one. Not just like every other match that we've had so far has been pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know that Clapp beat Schwartz in the States last year, but in the dual meet match a couple of weeks before that, I know Schwartz beat Clapp in a tight match, and so there's a little history here, and they've historically have close, tight matches, and we'll just have to see how it goes.
So when you wrestle someone so frequently, it's like playing the same team over and over again, right? The battles must become unbelievable after a while with the ability of two wrestlers like these two.
Well, they're definitely going to have a lot of respect for each other. You can see that. Nobody's going to go and take chances at this point. So, you know, they're going in cautiously, trying to get a good setup. Looks like Schwartz was setting up a single, but didn't quite get in. So, you know, he was a smart enough kid to know that he didn't have it. But this is huge. We got a huge match here. Clapp. That was a big match for Schwartz, and because he got Clapp in a what we call a bulldog position, and that's really we were hindering on that. And for Ashland to pull it off, that's huge. So right now, Ashland's in a good way right now, and we'll just have to see how it goes forward. But the lead right now is 21-11 in favor of Ashland, and we'll be looking for Ian now to come back and take care of business here.
What weight class is this, Ron?
This one here is 145. We have Ian Barker, and Ian's going against his name is Mike Gillis, and Mike took a quick shot, and Ian's got a nice crossface in there. And let's see.
What's Ian trying to accomplish here? I mean, I know he's going for the pin and so forth and so on, but what specifically right now?
Right now he's looking to get a crossface in and hopefully defend on that single leg. I think this might be a Jeffrey Wright for Ashland. So it looks like Ashland swapped. They swapped the wrestlers, and it looks like the Ashland wrestler got the 2 points. So they're up 2-0 right now. And we got Ian gonna need to get something going here.
Norton needs something big from somebody, get a little momentum on their side, pump up the boys even more than they already are.
Well, that's the whole thing. So we're looking for Ian to really get the ball rolling here. It looks like we got a nice competitive match here as well. And right now, Jeff's got some good control on top of Ian. Ashland wrestlers looking to do some tie-ups, grab wrists. And Ian right now is trying to get some wrist control and hopefully break away. So it's pretty competitive at this point.
Waning seconds of the first round. Ian's trying to avoid anything here and maybe get an escape.
Well, I think at least he's trying to at least get 1 point for the escape. He's in on his leg right now, so he's looking to get that single. He's in good position, and he's going to get the reversal. So with 11 seconds left, Ian got the reversal, and it's now 2-2. So it looks like Ian will try to ride him out for the period, and we'll end up with a 2-2 at the end of one.
Nice job by Ian to come back right at the end of the round to tie this up and going into the next round and see what can happen here.
Well, it's actually critical. I mean, he needed to get it tied up, so Ashland's got the ball rolling a little bit, so we need to try and see what we can do to get the momentum back. And Ian's looking to pulling a switch. He's pulling a switch. He's going for the switch right now. The Ashland wrestler's countering the switch with a step over. He's doing a good job of countering, so Ian's in on the leg, and he's trying to work that single leg, and hopefully we'll see if he can get a 1 or 2 points on this. Ashland wrestler's working on his far leg, and right now it looks like Ashland wrestler right is in good shape to get him behind. So Ian wasn't able to escape, so we still got a 2-2 with about 1:20 to go. Ashland wrestler's really putting pressure on top of his head, and Ian's got to start working, build his base, and not let him get into any armbar or half Nelson right now. And he got our wrestler into a half Nelson.
Ian's got to try and fight this off. It's going to be tough.
It's really tough. Ian needs to battle off, and he looks like he's close to doing it. So he's battling.
Got about 30 seconds to try and hold him off.
Ian's fighting. He's really fighting, but Ashland wrestler's right there. He's pulling it. He's pulling it.
Come on. Yeah, right there.
Got 16 seconds, and Ian was able to fight out of the pin, but that was really, really close. He was right there, a few inches away from getting the pin. So right now Ashland's up. It looks like 5-2, and
that's the end of the round. Well, he avoided what looked it could have been a pin at a couple of junctures there, and Ian fought it off to give himself a chance in this third and final round.
Well, Ian's on the bottom now, so he's still in the match. If he can get 2 in reverse, but the Ashland wrestler has been pretty hard, tough on him on top. He's got some nice arm bars and wrist control, and Ian needs to break that up. So looks like Jeff Wright from Ashland is doing a great job of pressuring the head and rolling the wrists in to keep some good pressure on him. So what we doing when they're going like this, he's looking for a 2-on-1 tilt, and he was able to roll through, but he was able to roll through the tilt. So he's working an arm bar right now, and he's trying to battle it off. And right now the Ashland wrestler's got good control with about 1 minute and 15 seconds to go. And right now it looks like Ian's been called for stalling because he hasn't shown any movement. So now he's trying to break out with a stand-up. And they've gone out of bounds. We got 1 minute 3 to go, and Ashland's up right now 5-2.
That would have been nice if he could have done an escape there, at least picked up a point and give himself a little bit of a chance. With 1 minute left here in the third, he's down 5-2.
Well, Ian, the only way he's going to get this, he needs to reverse and put the Ashland wrestler on his back in order to at least get 4 points. And right now, Ashland Wrestling is doing a great job of pressuring him on his head. And he's basically rolling his wrists in and getting a lot of pressure, putting a lot of pressure on him. So Ian's just trying to stand up right now. Ashland Wrestling is trying to do a tilt. And he's working that arm bar and they're keeping good pressure on Ian. And right now he's sinking in a nice arm bar. And Ashland Wrestling is being very aggressive, looking for that pin. And he was awarded 1 point for stalling on Norton. So right now the score is 6-2.
Waning seconds of the round. We're under 10 seconds. Ian's going to need a miracle.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough now. I'd say right now Ashland's going to take the win. And they're going to win by a decision. So that's going to make the score 24-11 in favor of Ashland.
That was a tough match. The Ashland wrestler looked very, very good. Ian fought the whole way, though.
No, Ian did a really good job. Again, that was one of those matches that were going to be a swing. So what we have for Ashland right now, it looks like we got Mike Gillis or Matt, and he's going to be going. He's going to be going against Joe Ranieri, who just came off the injury list. So we'll see how it goes here.
And what's Ranieri? What year is he, and what's his experience?
Ranieri's a senior, and he's looking to step in, and he hasn't been able to do a lot so far this year. So he just got into some wrestling matches over the weekend, and just really getting back into shape. So he just got his 2, and he's looking to work his armbar right now. So Joe's trying to look a stack or maybe an armbar series right now.
So how many matches do we have left, Ron, to see what we could do score-wise?
Well, it looks like we're at the 152, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 matches after the 152, and Ranieri's got him on his back, and he's looking to get the half in. No points, but he is trying to work the half and the wrist. So he's putting a lot of pressure on the Ashland wrestler at this time.
Well, needless to say, Norton could use at least a victory here in this match and get things changed up.
Yeah, what Joe's trying to do is he's trying to sink a half Nelson. He's working the half Nelson real hard, and when he gets in, he's trying to wing it down and lift, so he'll get the leverage to be able to pull him over on his back. And Ashland wrestlers working the he's really working the he got caught trying to do a tilt, and that's huge. That's a big, big mistake, and Ashland's going up big time now. So huge, huge mistake by Ranieri, and it cost him. So right now it's going to be 30-11, and they're going to be hard pressed. They're really down right now.
We need something big here from the Lancers. A couple of pins would be nice.
Well, it was real big. It was not expected. It was certainly not expected to get the pin. Joe was trying something on a. He was looking to take it over for a tilt, and the Ashland wrestler caught him in that tilt right to his back and pretty much take care of business. So Ashland's in a great position right now. They're up 30-11, and I'm sure Coach wasn't expecting this. A few folks got caught in some mistakes, and you know, kudos to Ashland for catching the mistakes. So. We got Nick Andreasen right now, and he'll be going against, I believe it's Dan Toka, and we'll see what we have.
And what is Nick, what year, and what's his experience?
Nick's a sophomore, a really tough kid, really coming on. He's really been working hard. He's just learning really pretty much his first year of varsity. But Coach Coleman's hoping that you know, he can come through big, because they're going to need it right now. The pins have really cost Norton right now, and you know, they're not able to. Ashland's been able to come up with some key pins, and they've done a really great job of doing so. So Norton's really going to have to come back. They're in a hole big time. So we'll see what happens.
We do, Norton, I think you told me last week, they do have some of their bigger guys are really tough wrestlers. So hopefully at least some of them, and we could close this gap.
Well, it's not that it can't be done. I mean, we're in a position we can still do it, but pretty much I wouldn't say they have to win out, but they're going to have to really pull out some things. And right now would be a good time for Norton to, at least get a win to get the ball rolling. They need some momentum at this point.
Wins will breed some confidence too, and each time somebody comes in, if they can battle and see what happens. But I agree with you. I mean, tough position, but not insurmountable.
No, I mean, if you would, they have it's 30-11. If Norton got 3 pins, say they got 3 pins, that would make it 30-29. So it's not like it's insurmountable, but I would say this is the time they need to really get the ball rolling. So Ashland's doing a good ride. He's got that Western hook in there, and they're really controlling the wrist on our guys and doing a great job of pressuring. So kudos to Ashland for that. So they are doing a great job on top and pressuring.
Looks like 2-0 after the first round. I want to remind everybody that this meet is brought to you by NortonMediaCenter.org. I want to thank all of Norton fans for coming out, and Superintendent Joseph Beda, too.
Well, I'm hoping right now that Nick he's got to pull something out. We need a little something to happen here. And Ashland Wrestler's counting really well. Nick's putting a lot of pressure on his head. Norton, Ashland Wrestler's coming up with it, and he's got what we call a single leg pipe. And he's got 2. So that's 4-0 now, Ashland. And he's putting a lot of pressure. They're getting a lot of down pressure on the Norton wrestlers, controlling the wrists and pretty much keeping their head in the ground. So they're doing a great job on top.
Nick, you can definitely see he's battling. He uses all his strength to avoid trying to get up. It looks like he got up now. Let's see if he can get away.
Well, he was getting up there. He just got those feet, but both wrestlers out of bounds. So the referee had to make the call on that. So we got Nick still down, and the Ashland wrestler on top. Good job of Nick trying to get out, but he wasn't able to reach and get a leg. So we got that Ashland wrestler still. Looks like they've kind of trained him to get a lot of down pressure on the head and control the wrists, and they're doing a great job of doing that so far.
Now, what weight class is this round? What are we at right now?
This is 160. And so we have the upper weights coming up. We got Nick just coming up for a sing. He came up on top now. It looks like he may get a reversal, and he did. So that bodes well before the end of the period. Nick got the reversal in, and he'll be looking to score some back. So right now it's 4-2 in favor of Ashland.
Hopefully that gives him some confidence, and looks like Nick is kind of taking control for a little bit here. Let's see what he can do.
Well, I mean, the job right now is he's got a cradle locked in. He did catch a cradle, and he's got him in a cradle right now. Nick's got him in a cradle. The Ashland wrestler's trying to battle out of that cradle. Nick's got a nice tight cradle. So he just scored 3 points, and that gets him up 5-4. So that's huge. That's a key take maneuver. Now, I'm not sure. It looks like we're going to go neutral position. So both wrestlers are going to be up, and right now we got Nick on top by 1.5-4. So really, it's going to be big there.
Looks like, excuse me, Ron, looks like Nick is having a little difficulty with something too, and Michelle Norman, the trainer here, is over to take a look, make sure he's okay. I didn't really see anything, but he came up and it looked like he was a little woozy.
What it could be too is I don't know if he has a little bit of a bloody nose, so they're going to want to plug that up and take that away. So that's possible. What this is, from what I can see, I can't see the front, but from what it looks like, Coach Francis is talking to him, and I think they're trying to plug up his nose. So whenever there's any bleeding, they have to stop the match so it doesn't get in the mat, and so it doesn't get in either one of the wrestlers. So looks like Nick's getting up now. He's just napping on his headgear, and I believe Coach Cicelli's going to have him going in neutral.
Well, let's see if he can build on how he finished that round, Ron, because he looked fantastic at the end of that round.
Yeah, I think initially the Ashland wrestler was right at it, took it to him, and you know, Nick found his what he needed to do, and he's putting pressure on. Nick's got a whizzer in there. The Ashland kid's got a single. Nick's got a whizzer trying to counter that single. So we don't have anything as of yet. Nick's pressuring in with a single, and Ashland wrestler was able to get on top for the 2 points. So it's 6-5 Ashland right now. So we got 1:25, and Nick needs to at least get an escape to tie. And I know the Ashland wrestler's done a great job of pressuring, and he's put a lot of pressure. He's doing wrist control, pulling Nick's wrists in to try and get control. And Nick's going to have to do something here. He doesn't have a heck of a lot of time left, but hopefully he can pull it out.
Boy, the crowd is definitely into it. I can hear him screaming both sides, coaches, everybody. Everyone's into this.
Well, you know, this is pretty much for the Tri-Valley League title, and Ashland could get a share of it if they able to win tonight. So a lot on the line tonight, and you know, Nick's trying to work out. He got the stand-up, and he'll be looking to get wrist control and maybe get one at least. We got about 55 seconds left, and Nick's working to see if he can escape. And we got the Ashland wrestler putting a lot of pressure on. Nice tight waist and wrist control, and he's looking for a power half. So again, we're trying to break the momentum pretty much. We got 25 seconds left. And we got 1 point. Looks like stalling on bottom for Norton. And Ashland doing a great job of protecting his up on top.
Nick needs something. Under 10
seconds left, so he's going to have to reverse him in order to win it. Doing a great job of wrist control and power down. And Ashland's going to win.
Well, they won that one. That was a very hard-fought, tight match, 7-5. Ashland won that one, but they get the points.
Well, Ashland now, I mean, they're in real command. They got the points there, so we got a 33-11. And it's really, they're in a, right now Norton's in a dire situation. And we've got a Norton wrestler is a first-year varsity, second-year wrestling. And hopefully, we're hoping we get something out of them. And
who are the wrestlers here on? And what's the weight class?
For I'm not sure. I think it's Eric Covera, and then we got Nate for Norton on the bottom. But the Ashland wrestler already on top, and he's trying to work to turn him. He's got his arm tight, and he's trying to scoop his arm up to get the pin. I gotta say, I think if I'm trying to think of the numbers. Pretty much, if Ashland wins this, they're gonna take the meet, because even if Norton comes back and pins, they wouldn't be able to catch him. So, pretty much, we need to basically win out and get pins. So it's gonna be really tough. I don't think. I think Coach Coleman was expecting the middleweights to come through a little bit today, but looks like Ashland's got a good job of neutralizing the middleweights and even taking over, and they're really doing a great job so far.
Yeah, they have looked good. We have to admit it. Ashland has looked very good. Norton battling every match, battling. Right now they're in a tough spot, down 33-11.
It just almost looks like Ashland's really, they're really out for it. I don't know if they've ever beaten Norton before, and they have a lot to go for. I know this will be huge to Ashland's program to get the upset. They lost to Dedham earlier in the year, and Norton beat Dedham just recently. And I think the expectation was that, certainly we were looking for a battle, but I mean, Ashland's taken it to them really right at the go-get, and have done a great job. So
that's the end of one. It looks like Ashland's up 2-0 there. Did you see anything in the first round, Ron, that Norton wrestler can do to maybe turn the tide?
Well, I think what he's going to need to do is he just gave choice to the Ashland wrestler, and so the Ashland wrestler took top, and he's looking to see if we can turn the Norton wrestler. On the other hand, Norton's trying to get out to see if they can escape and get a 2-2 tie. So that's what we're looking for right now. And I mean, pretty much, Ashland's been aggressive in there. It looks like their main thing has been they're taking care of Norton's wrists, rolling the wrists and controlling their wrists on top, and getting a lot of down pressure on the head, and they've done a great job at it.
So you could definitely see that Ashland had a plan here, and all of the wrestlers are kind of committed to it.
Well, I think so, because I mean, they came out. I see the plan. I see the way they're going. It seems like they're all in sync as far as the strategy. It looks like a lot of the strategy is neutralize them. Maybe get a takedown and then try to control them. It looks like, for the most part, Ashland's been able to control Norton on top, and Norton just doesn't seem to have an answer. And it seems like the strategy is for Ashland to do a lot of pressure, keep a lot of pressure on their head, and control their wrists. And they've done a great job at it so far.
Now, when you say pressure on the head, Ron, can you explain that to us?
Yeah, pretty much when you're pressuring the head, you're putting a lot of lean. So, obviously when the head's attached to the upper body. So when you're pressuring the head, it's the bottom wrestler really has a hard time with all that weight in his shoulders, trying to get stand-ups or sit-out. So I think the strategy for Coach Ciccelli was pretty much to keep the pressure on the upper body, stay on your toes, pressure the head, and just get a lot of that weight on top of the head and the upper body, so Norton wrestlers really can't maneuver very well.
So we're at the waning seconds here in this round, and it's still 2-0 Ashland. So it's close still.
I mean, it's a close match, but it just the strategy. Obviously, the coach from Ashland has found something where he thinks if he can pressure and keep the pressure on, and he schooled him on it, and he's really done a great job. Kudos to Coach in Ashland for having that type of strategy. And just, I don't know if the Norton kids were ready. So, again, like I was mentioning, if Norton doesn't win this match, it's pretty much going to solidify the match.
It's the end of that round. 3-0 Ashland.
So it's 3-0 Ashland. For intense purposes, if Ashland was to win, they'd be up 36-11. And even if if Norton was to pin out the last 4 matches, they would lose by 1. So, for all intents and purposes, somehow we'll get the Norton 170. Nate needs to come out with a big win, if possible, and otherwise, it's looks like Ashland might be in for a big night.
Nate's doing all he can to avoid this wrestler. This wrestler seems to know what he's doing, even though the score is just 3-0.
Well, the problem is Nate's expending a lot of energy being underneath like that. So, the Ashland wrestler's just countering, keeping pressure. You can notice he's putting his hip on top of his head, and that's pretty much the strategy. It looks like the Ashland coach's his strategy was to keep pressure on top of the upper body so that the Norton wrestlers pretty much they're unable to move. So looks like the referee just called for a stalemate, and they're going to restart with the Nate on top from Norton and the Ashland wrestler on bottom. So we have 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and pretty much Nate's going to have to turn him over and get him on his back to tie. And if the Ashland wrestler can just maintain and even turn him over, he's going to get the win. And it looks like the Ashland wrestler just got 2, so they're up now 5-0. And right now he's looking for a cradle, so he's running a far side cradle, trying to get that knee to the head. And he's doing a good job of it right now, so he hasn't quite closed it up on Nate, but he's working on getting that cradle. We have 30 seconds left, and I mean, Nate would pretty much have to reverse and put him on his back to get a tie, so it's looking pretty tough right now.
Just trying to survive right now, stay away from him.
Well, pretty much, the Ashland wrestler, he just probably doesn't want to make any mistakes. He's got a nice lead, 5-0 with 10 seconds left. So, and he just got another point for Norton wrestler not doing anything on bottom, so he's going to take it 6-0. And for all intents and purposes, that's going to close it up.
I think that's what the Ashland crowd realizes too, because they're kind of going wild right now.
Yep. So, you know, whether or not we finish out and we're to get the next 24 points, it's going to be an upset, I think. Best case scenario for Norton would be 36-35. And they're deciding what they're going to do as far as the next 4 matches. I think that Ashland had I believe their 195 didn't make weight, so they may just forfeit it and then move up to the 220. But we'll see what the Ashland coach decides.
Now you explained to me the weigh-in process. Could you do that for the viewers?
Yeah. So pretty much the weigh-in, you need to weigh in before the meet at 195. Apparently, from what I understand, they had a wrestler that didn't quite make it, but I think Coach in Ashland is going to put in somebody who is looking for some experience, and he's going to go against Isaiah Chinchilla, and he tried to get a takedown. Isaiah was able to power him over and get the 2. I believe this is Joey Harrington from Ashland, so Isaiah got in. Joey got in tight, but Isaiah was able to overpower him and take the 2. So Isaiah's looking to, you know, we want to get this respectable. We need to show, you know, some good heart. And Isaiah's working an armbar and a half Nelson to try and turn him to the other side right now.
Well, from what I've seen from the Norton kids, they don't quit.
Well, Isaiah now just turned him over to his back, and I got the quick pin. I think that was expected. But, you know, I think it might be too little too late, and it's going to make the score 36-17 at this point.
Come on, Luke, wrestle smart!
All right, we're ready for the next match, and here we go, Ron. Who do we have here?
Okay, that's this is going to be 220, and this is going to be Kyle McGurr, and he's going against Lucas Howard. And Kyle got the takedown, and he's trying to do an armbar series, but Luke was able to work his way out, but he didn't quite get the one on that. So we have a score right now of 2-0 Norton, with Kyle McGurr starting on top against Lucas Howard.
Keep working, Luke.
So Kyle's looking to see what we can do to make this respectable. And what Lucas, the Ashland wrestler, has done is he got an escape. He was able to get wrist control, got a nice escape, so now it's 2-1. And Kyle McGurr up with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Now, what year is Kyle, and what's his experience?
Kyle's a senior. He's been wrestling for 4 years, 2 years at Varsity. And he did do a little bit of youth wrestling, so you know, I think Coach was expecting, he's a senior, experienced senior, and I'm sure Coach expected him to win this one, but Luke's doing a great job, and he just took him down. And the score right now is 3-2 in favor of Ashland. So we got Lucas on top, Kyle. Ashland will be on top with the score 3-2 and 55 seconds left in the period.
Let's see if Kyle can't do something, turn the tables, at least get at least a W out of this match right here.
Yeah, well, Kyle just got a neutral position, got the escape. So right now it's 2-2 with 45 seconds left. Okay, we got, I'm not sure if they blew the whistle. I'm not sure exactly what that was for. It might have been a neutral position infraction. So they're back at it neutral, and of course Kyle's going to look for a takedown. Kyle usually looks for like an underhook or something, and tries to use that underhook to bring his opponent to the mat. And it looks like Luke's is doing a good job. And he's got Kyle's head, and Kyle just got him behind. So he'll be looking to take him down for 2, and he did. So Kyle took down Luke, and that's 2 points for Norton. Makes the score 5-3 with 10 seconds left. And it looks like at this point, Kyle's going to just try to ride him out, and we'll get a restart in the second period.
So he finished out the round at 5-3. Kyle with a nice round there.
Well, Kyle came back there. You know, he was down at 3-1, and we got the reversal, and he's up right now with the takedown, 5-3, and we have 2 periods to go, so anything can happen. Looks like Kyle's going to start on bottom, and the Ashland wrestler Luke is going to be on top to start. So Kyle's looking for a switch right now, and he was able to get a switch on Lucas from Ashland. That makes that score 7-3 now in favor of Norton.
Come on, Luke, keep moving.
Nice to hear the fans yelling for Kyle too. That they're still in it.
Yeah, and he tried to bring him back, and looks like Lucas from Ashland. He went ahead, Luke Howard, and got him in a reversal. So now the score is 7-5 in favor of Kyle, and we'll be starting on top. We got a blow whistle for out of bounds, and we have a minute and 30 seconds left in the period. So I think at the minimum we want Kyle. Hopefully Kyle can at least get an escape and get 1, and if not 2. And Kyle's looking for a switch right now. Luke is countering really well, and he's able to bring Kyle right back down to the mat. And Kyle's looking to scoot his hips out again for another switch. And so far, Luke has spent of a counter. And looks like Kyle was able to escape for 1. So now we have an 8-5 match with about a minute to go in the period.
This definitely has been a battle with these 2 big guys going at it.
Oh, you got some heavy, it can be really heavy. And looks like Kyle got him on a trip. Luke pretty much is looking for the head, and Kyle got his head underneath, grabbed his waist, and then put him with a leg trip, and was able to get 2 points. So we got a score of 10-5 right now in favor of Kyle. So it's 10-5 Norton with about 53 seconds left in the second period.
Nice to see Kyle add to this lead before the period ends here.
Well, he's working on him now, and he's taking a leg out of from the Ashland wrestler, and he's trying to work in what we call a power half. So that's putting a lot of pressure on his head. And basically what Kyle just did is he kind of pressured him forward, and he's got the Ashland wrestler on his back. And he was able to score 3 points. So looks like the score we have now is 13-5 in favor of Kyle McGurr from Norton, and we got 22 seconds left. And Kyle's putting a lot of pressure on Luke from Ashland, so you know, he is working hard. You know, they're down, but it's nice to see Kyle still working to get what he can, maybe a pin, and right now he's got good down pressure on his head. Doing a great job.
So that's going to be the period. It looks like Kyle's up 13-5, so he's up 8. If he can add to that, maybe you know, hopefully a pin, obviously, but he'll take more than 3 if he can get a bigger victory.
Yeah, right now 13-5 will give the 4 points to Norton. So at this point, they're looking for position, how we're going to start. Referee's just checking the scoreboard. It looks like we have a little bit of a scoreboard issue, and they just want to correct that before we get things rolling. But I believe Kyle's up 13-5, and at this point that would be 4 points for Norton. But again, looks like Ashland built up that early lead, and they were going to walk away here with the share of the Tri-Valley League title. Ashland wrestler's got Kyle right now in a he's picking the leg to try and trip him out, and he's working on a cradle. But Kyle noticed the cradle coming and was able to counter that. And Kyle's got the wrestler's leg, and he had his head, and he was going to try what we call a reverse cradle. But the Ashland wrestler recognized that, and Kyle got an escape, so it's 14-5 in favor of Kyle. And out of bounds, both wrestlers went out of bounds. So we have 14-5 in favor of Kyle and Norton wrestling. Now they're in neutral, and you know, Ashland's kind of doing their thing, trying to not make any mistakes for the most part, and just come out with a win or just make it respectable. Kyle's got a nice trip, single takedown. That's another 2. So that makes the score 16-5 in favor of Norton wrestler Kyle McGurr. And Luke, the Ashland wrestler, just pretty much trying to, avoid being pinned. And looks like we have a blood situation, and they're going to clean that up, so they stop the wrestling at this point.
And call on trainer Michelle Norman again to help out. She's always ready.
Michelle's a busybody. She's always on top of it. She's a great trainer, done a great job with all the injuries that come about, and she's right on it. She keeps abreast of what's going on and does a fantastic job. So they're just going to clean up the Ashland wrestler. Looks like he's just about ready to go, and they're going to reset with Kyle on top.
It's like just under a minute left in the round, Ron, and it's 16-5. Kyle's looking to maybe advance a couple more points here and at least get a major victory here.
Well, I mean, at this point, he's looking at least the major for 4. For his sake and the team's sake, if he can pull off a pin or, maybe get another takedown, that'd be great. But I know that the Ashland wrestler is pretty much just looking to counter and just pretty much stay off his back and not get pinned at this point. So Kyle's opted for an optional, which means he can take him down or let him go. He chose to take him down, and pretty much Kyle's working an arm bar in there and a far wrist in hopes of getting the Ashland wrestler to his back.
Kyle looks like he's really trying to pin him in the waning seconds here.
Well, kudos to Kyle. He's still working hard. He's going at it, showing the heart. That we're going to continue on. He's tucking in the elbow, controlling his wrist and head, which is what Ashland's been doing all night pretty much. They've controlled the wrist and the head, and really Norton hasn't had the counter for it tonight. So Kyle's going to the front right now. He let the Ashland wrestler go, and I think he's doing it in hopes of maybe getting what they call a bulldog and then putting him right to his back. But the Ashland wrestlers having none of it and doing a great job.
So we've got 8.8 seconds left in this match.
Yeah, Ashland wrestler took a nice shot. He's attempting to go in and give it his all, and that'll end it. Looks like we got a final score of 15-6, and that'll award 4 points to Norton, but too little, too late. We have a score of 36-25, and we do have probably one of the best wrestlers on the team, if not the best wrestler, Arthur O'Neill. And he'll be going against the Ashland wrestler. His name is Sam Harding. And I think expectation is that Arthur, they were hoping and counting maybe on a pin from Arthur, but like I said, he's going to want to finish out strong now. We want to finish strong. I know Coach Coleman wants to see, continue movement, work hard, show class, and just keep going at it and work these Ashland wrestlers.
Arthur is another senior, right? And one of the top student athletes, too, I believe. I was listening to athletic director Aaron Sumner sing his praises earlier.
Oh, yeah, and Arthur's done a lot of things in the off-season as well, and he's done some he's in like you mentioned, in the Cub Scouts, and I should say the Boy Scouts and whatnot, and he's done a lot of things with the state trooper training. So he's been keeping himself active in that way. He's very good academically. He stays on top. He'll even help out the kids, and that's what it's all about. And looks like Arthur has him in a cradle, and I think the expectation that he was going to pin, but again, too little, too late. And looks like the final score, from what I'm seeing,
it's going to be 36-27, Ashland.
Ashland will take it, and they've earned a share of the Tri-Val League title. So kudos to Ashland and the program, really coming along. I know Pete Cicelli's been looking for this for a long time, and kudos to him and his program for coming through.
You could see the joy in Ashland's faces, both fans, the participants and the coaches, and well deserved. Norton put up a battle, but it was Ashland's night tonight.
You know what, it was. I mean, I just don't know if Norton wasn't ready for it, but Ashland was ready. They came out from the get-go, ready to go, you know, and really took it to them, and that's what it takes. You got to go at it, take it to them, be aggressive, and it just seemed like they were hungry and ready to take a share of the title tonight. And again, kudos to Coach Cicelli and his Ashland group.
So before we sign off, Ron, at NortonMediaCenter.org, what's up next for Norton Wrestling?
Well, they're going to have the quad meet coming up here, and it's going to be against three other teams. I believe it's going to be Reading. We have Reading coming in, Quincy, I think. I'm not 100% sure, and Situate. So we're going to want to get through. Then they have finish up with Northbridge on Wednesday evening. So tough loss tonight, though, for Norton. I know they would like to have had the Tri-Valley League outright, but you know, they do get a share, and you know, Ashland beats Norton, Norton beats Dedham, and Dedham beats Ashland, and that's what it's all about. So great job. That just means to me that Tri-Valley League is evening out, and a lot of good wrestling to come.
Yep, and you're still a champion. They obviously had a great season. They should be proud of it, and good luck to them all in the future, and thanks for being here tonight. Good night, everybody.
Thank you very much, and have a good night, folks, and hope to see you again sometime.